chilly. Hey Ricardo, how's my audio? Is my audio good? Can you hear me? I'm using a mic. It's super windy right now. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Oh, cool. I wasn't sure if my mic was gonna work. That's good. All right, cool. Yeah, it's like super windy right now. So I had to put the mic on. And my first time using the mic, live streaming at the same time. So yeah, I know the camera is shaking because of the wind. It's crazy right now. Okay, cool. Yeah, I have the wind muffler, so it should be good. The audio should be good now. Oh, hello. One man in his detector. What's up? Yeah, so today I'm at the Cal State University in San Bernardino. Kind of wanted to check it out since it's been raining the last couple of weeks. Well, the last week on and off, about a week and a half. But wanted to come check it out today. Today was like the sunniest day of the week, so wanted to see how it was. It's a little dead right now. It is, Thursday, the 12th today, 12:18 p.m. Might be a little early, but we'll stick around for maybe around 2 hours. We'll see. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was gonna go live stream because I walked around the campus to see if I could find a good spot to set up, and to be honest, it was pretty dead. Like the whole campus was pretty dead. I went inside, so I did notice there was a lot of students walking in and out from the. I wouldn't say it's the main entrance, but it's one of the entrances here next to the parking lot, which actually where I was last time, but just a little closer to the entrance this time. So hopefully we get a couple interactions. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, it's not a lot of students passing by, but a handful here and there. Ooh. God damn it. Probably check the chat on my phone. Hey, what's up, David? Ooh, god damn. Oh my God. I don't know if they're teachers, but I see they look like professors or teachers, whatever, coming in and out. So that'd be cool to have a conversation with one. That'll be a first for me, I think, right? With a college professor, a conversation, that'll be fun. Oh, man. What's up, Rick? Rich. Right? Where's everybody at? That's true. All these mandates, keeping people at their house, delivering, everything getting delivered now, groceries. They don't want people interacting. They don't want people out in public. It's a trip. They want everybody isolated. They don't want people coming together. Yep. It's crazy, man. Crazy times. What's a trip is that now I know, obviously packages get delivered to your house from UPS and all that, FedEx. Now you could pay someone to come pick up your package and deliver it for you. So you don't even have to go to like a FedEx or a UPS or to drop off your package. Somebody could pick it up and drop it off for you. That's crazy. Like to send and receive packages, you don't even have to leave your home. To get food, you don't have to leave your home. Like it's crazy. It's a trip. It's a trip. Yeah, like I'm in front of University Hall right here, and it's literally just dead. Like last time I was here, I mean, there was a lot of students walking in and out. Now it could be because of the semester. I mean, I'm assuming maybe winter classes are not as packed. I don't know what it is, but we'll see if it picks up after one. going on 12:30 now. Oh, I didn't even get to stretch. Right. I'm actually not. No. Yeah, no problem. Hey. Hey, David. The year went good. 2023, I do plan on doing more activism. I know that, kind of take, I don't really rush it. I kind of go out when, it's actually better just to go out when you're feeling it. Because if you're not feeling it and you come out, try to talk to people, it might not go as well as you thought. But hopefully this year, I'm able to go out more, have more interactions, at least try to, with work, occupying most of my time. I also have a family, so, have family comes first. And then if I have free time after that, then hopefully able to do more activism. Another thing is this is not a small university, but it's not a huge university either. It's big, but it's not like huge like the Riverside one that I went to last time. Obviously, USC and UCLA are pretty big campuses. They're huge. So this one's, I would say it's like in the middle. So not as populated as other ones. Got a couple people passing by, reading in to see if they want to stop. Nope. The Matrix Indoctrination Center, yep. Yeah, thanks, Rich. What's up, Eye Level Awakening? Yeah, most students, if they read the sign or even if they don't read it, most students avoid eye contact, just like most people, so I guess it makes sense. But yeah, so they're obviously trying to like avoid any interaction, especially once they're at the sign. Kind of funny. Yeah, Natalie used to go out with me, the first videos that I started making, but you know, we have a 2-year-old, so yeah, it's kind of hard to be supervising a 2-year-old and doing this at the same time. So that's why I've been going out alone lately, you know. So right. Mm, right on. I level awakening. Yeah, the percentage of the amount of people that avoid eye contact is pretty high. I would say it's like 7, 8 out of 10 people that avoid eye contact at least. That's like 70, 80%. Like that's crazy. What's my geographic? I don't know what you mean by that. PASL? What are your PASL? I don't know. I don't know what that means. I kind of feel stupid, but like if I reside with a certain map or something. Did you know? I know. I noticed. I seen that. I didn't know David Banner had a live stream. I'll probably check that out. Oh, okay, buddy, space, but yo, what up, Mad Mac? What's up? What's up? So if I have any friends, I mean, yeah, I have friends. I have childhood friends that I still keep in contact with. Um, they're not like truthers, but they know about the Earth not being a ball. I did, bring it up to them the first year I came across this in 2016. So it was before all the ridiculing and all that stuff on the internet. So they kind of got a grasp of it, of how the Earth is not a ball, but yeah, they're not truthers. So they're still kind of in the middle, like most people that look into this. So yeah, it's kind of a trip still, but yep. It's picking up a little. Right? Yeah, I was actually the opposite, Ricardo. I believed everything the government said. I didn't really look at conspiracies. I wasn't into none of that. And then I came across, flat Earth, and yeah, that opened the door to all the lies for me. So that's why this lie, doing activism for exposing the globe Earth, to me, is like one of the most, if not the most important conspiracy. And it's from my personal experience, it blew open the doors all the other conspiracies as well. So that's why I mainly focus on this one, because this is the one that basically made me open my eyes, to everything else. The government lying to everyone. Again, I believed everything the government said. I didn't question anything. I watched the History Channel, the Discovery Channel, and I believed everything. From these documentaries about history. And yeah, the ball Earth lie was the one that did it. And to be honest, it's one of the reasons why I actually went vegan too. Again, I understand veganism is subjective. People could eat whatever they want, but looking at the facts, and looking at where diseases come from, all that, I started looking into all kinds of truths after finding out about the Earth. And for me, it was a given. Veganism to me just made sense, I guess. But again, I know it might not make sense to everyone, and I understand that. So veganism, I'll leave it to people to figure that out for themselves if they want to do it. I don't really touch on that subject much, but yeah, it's one of the reasons why I went vegan, is finding out about the Earth, and that this place was created somehow, and so yeah, it's a huge one for me. Yeah. This is the most important time because there's no such thing as the future and there's no such thing as the past. The future and the past are just ideas. They're just thoughts. Well, the past is our memories, not just ideas, I guess, past experiences. But now in the present, the past is just a memory, like a thought, you know. Only the now exists. So, yeah, the time is now. It's always going to be now. So, you know, another thing that I kind of struggle with, low-key, I'm pretty sure a lot of people do too nowadays, is I'm kind of lazy too. So doing activism, even though I like doing it and I love seeing people's reactions, and all this stuff, I still get a little lazy coming out. I don't know if I have to clean up my diet a little more, but I still get a little lazy. It's not as easy as I would like. It's still easy once I'm out here, having interactions, all that. It gets easier once I'm out here, but coming here, getting ready, driving, all that, just before doing it, I do get a little lazy. My nervousness is kind of going away now, which is good. I don't really feel that nervous anymore. So that's a good thing. Right? Conscious machine, yep. The infinite space, fairy tale. Yeah, outer space is a huge one for people. It's so for some people the outer space lie, or like the outer space lie, basically. It's like bigger than the earth one for some people. It's like you're talking about the earth's shape and they heard about flat earth, so they're kind of entertaining the conversation, and then you tell them that the outer space is fake and doesn't even exist as we were told, or a place you can actually go to, and then they completely lose it at that point. I've had conversations like that off camera, that's why, where you bring up space being fake after the ballers lie, and that's the one that shuts them off completely, and they just walk away, and it's crazy, man. The outer space one is just almost, I mean, it goes hand in hand with the ball earth, let's be honest. It goes hand in hand with gravity too. It explains all these fucking planets supposedly forming. So the outer space light is as big as the gravity light and the ball earth light, that's all holding each other, using a lie to prove another lie. That's the globe earth logic right there. They have a lie, gravity, and then they use that to prove other lies. And then people, they give them numbers and everything, and then people buy into it, and it's like, you didn't look at the first premise. The first premise wasn't even proven and then you think you're proving other things with this false premise. It's like, it's a joke, Why would they lie? That is a good question I've thought about it like really deep, and to be honest, the real reason why they lie, besides control, I don't know. I think they could be hiding something about this place that they don't want us to find out. They could be hiding, in my opinion, maybe at the north, there could be some kind of hint that could show us whether this place is a spiritual place or the technology. I think there could be something here on Earth that could give us a hint, to either one or the other, whether this place is literally like a machine, right? Like a technology, or if it's like a spiritual place that, doesn't really have form, other than what we obviously experience, So more land, yeah, that's for sure. That I think that's a given. Why would they let people know that there's an infinite amount of land, or if they're trying to, push the lie of limited resources. So for sure, more land, for sure is they're hiding, which again goes back to control. They lie to us to control us. That's obvious. I can't believe people don't really see that. And then and then the money comes after. NASA stealing all these space agencies. It's like, so it's just the why would they lie? It's pretty obvious. But when you start getting deep into it, and it does make you question, what did they find out about this place that they're going to this effort to lie to everyone, right? Putting all this money all this tax money to deceive everyone, right? Like it's like doesn't make too much sense, but it's happening. That can't be denied. I know it's a trip. The luminaries are a trip, you know. I don't know what to think of them, what they are other than just light, you know. What's the source of the light of the sun and the moon and the stars? I don't think we'll ever know. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, that's actually true. Actually, the 70% water, it's like so, it's like pushed on us so much that it makes me question. Like maybe there's more land than water because if water needs to be contained, then you need to have more land to be able to do that. I would assume, you know, land has to be the outer perimeter of the water. So if it's like the outer perimeter, that means it's the largest area, right? So yeah, I don't buy that, but you know, it's what everybody pushes. You know, I mean, to be honest, the 70% of water debunks the globe anyway, so they kind of debunk themselves. But you know, once you understand the physics of water, so so yeah, I wonder, you know, if it's 50-50 land and water, or who knows? I don't think we could ever find that out either. Not until we explore this place, that's for sure. Ah, damn. Oh, damn. Somebody locked their keys in their car. Let's see if you guys give it a little peek. That sucks. That blue car right there. They locked their keys inside. I was wondering why that guy in the black sweater was waiting here for a minute. He was looking at the sign and apparently trying to help out with the car. Oh man. Time is it? God damn, it's already going on one? Oh my god. Yep, full exploration is key. Yeah, thanks, Mad Mac. Try to do what I can. To be honest, you know, I know this might sound a little selfish, but I do this mostly for myself in a way, you know. Like I've said before, you know, I kind of do this for my own sanity too. For anybody that wants to, you know, do activism or wants to try it, one of my best advices is do what you would like to see others do. So, you know, start doing what you would want to see others do, like, you know, and I think that's the best thing to do as an activist, or if you know, want to spread the word or spread the message, you know, just do, you know, what you would want to see others, you know, do. At least that's how I take this, you know. And again, oh, somebody's passing by. How's it going? No, yeah, that's true. Is that an alien? No, yeah, you just have to, if you could make a mistake and you recognize the mistake and fix it or try to fix it, I think that's the best thing you could do. There's nothing else better to do. It's when you become, ignorant or you don't look at your mistakes, then you're not gonna grow, you know. Funny thing is that I don't know, I haven't showed you guys, huh? Let me show you guys the table real quick. See if I could. Oh, let me turn the camera. Oh, let me turn the camera. So that's the setup right there. And then that's the parking lot right here. So students have to come in and out, through this entrance to the main parking lot. So I'm kind of surprised that it's kind of dead right now. So hopefully it picks up. Got the police passing by. But yeah, that's the setup right there. So the table idea thing, it's kind of funny because you know how I got into veganism because finding out about the earth, not being a ball, the biggest lie on earth. So I actually I was inspired. I didn't just get it from them, but a lot of vegan activists, they go out with a table and they have a question on there, and then they have conversations with people about veganism, and that's literally where I got the idea, or where I was inspired to set up a table with a question from watching vegan activists, and obviously, watching Dell doing his activism, in Glasgow, inspire me as well. So I'm telling you, I'm just doing what I would want to see others do, and I'm just, taking ideas from vegan activists, taking ideas from civil rights activists, taking ideas from, just, channels like, like Beyond the Imaginary Curve, his activism, and just combining them and trying to make it my own, trying to, got to get comfortable with it, So yeah, the table thing was inspired by vegan activists. With the question. Oh yeah, the Socratic method, I think it's the best method when you want to get people to think. Why? Because you're literally questioning them to the answer. So you don't just tell them the answer. You find the right way to ask the right questions, and that's how you lead people to the answer. And yeah, when people come to the answer themselves, they're less likely to be mad or triggered, and they're literally more open at that point because they're able to see what you're telling them. So the Socratic method is key, in my opinion, when you want to do effective activism. So just learning how to ask the right questions at the right time. I've noticed that that's key. It's crazy how good that method works when done properly. Like, it's a trip, but it works. And yeah, a lot of vegan activists actually, that I've watched do that method as well. It could be used in any topic, to be honest. Yeah. It's pretty good. And it's funny because I actually used to do the Socratic method before I knew it was called the Socratic method. I've always kind of had that. I mean, we all do, if you think about it. Like, we all have all these traits, like, like the trivium, and, to logically think and assess information to determine what's real or not. The Socratic method, all of these things we're born with. It's part of logic and reasoning, It's literally part of our common sense. So the fact that those things are not highlighted or talked about in the mainstream, it's part of the censoring, literally part of the censoring. So yeah, again, the moment is now, man. We got to do it now. Things are only going to start to get worse from this point on if people don't start to snap out of this delusion. It's a trip. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna stay. I'll probably try another hour. It's already gonna be one. Um, I'm still not sure if I'm gonna leave this video up if I don't get any interactions. So I'm not sure yet. Probably not. Probably give it another shot another day. But hopefully, I mean, I'll give it another hour. I did wanted to come and check it out again. The school, I did go inside this time, and I was gonna set up inside the school, like in the middle where the lounging area is, I guess. Um, but it was completely dead, like literally dead. Like there was no students anywhere, you know. So I went around the campus, went through there, and I just figured, I'll just go back to the entrance. That's where I probably have the most luck. So yeah, so far nothing. Another thing I think is the cameras too that kind of scare people, you know. They don't want to say something stupid or they don't want to look stupid in front of a camera, which I understand. But again, it's okay as long as you could recognize, you know, this, whatever you don't agree with right at the moment. If you could recognize what you said was wrong, then what's the problem, That's why I'm out here. That's another reason why I have the confidence to do this, is because I'm actually not scared of being wrong. Like I'm the kind of person that, okay, if you could prove it to me, it's like I'm all ears. That's one of the only way to learn, if you ask me. Because if you think you're right and you're not open to somebody correcting you, then again, you're never gonna grow like that. You have to be open to, maybe you're not, correct. Maybe you're wrong. But again, you have to show me and you have to prove it to me, and how I'm wrong. So yeah, it's one of the main reasons too that I have the confidence to do this, I guess, lately, is because, yeah, I'm not scared to be wrong or be proven wrong, I actually want to be proven wrong if I'm wrong. So another reason why, come out and want to speak to a professor at a university, or, that'd be great. It'd be cool to highlight, their points or their logic when it comes to trying to prove the globe, right? Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, the propaganda, once you recognize it, it's like, it's literally, like, it gets super cringy. Like, literally, to be honest, I cringe nowadays 90% of the time when it comes to, like, mainstream anything. It's, not only is it, like, cringy, but it's sad, too. It's like, fuck, nothing but negative emotions, like, not good. It's a trip. Every time I drive by, like, a elementary school, like literally how they transport the kids from the bus to the school, and then how they come out in a straight line, and in my head it's like, whoa, this is like no different than prison. The only difference is that they get to go home after. Literally, that's the only difference. Like, and I was thinking about it, at least in prison you don't have to be forced to learn anything, and in schools, elementaries, middle schools, even high schools, you're being forced to learn this, and I kind of feel sorry for, like, the elementary students, the little kids. Not only is it traumatizing for the child to be separated from their parents, every child, I mean, mostly every child cries. I mean, I know I did, when I went to elementary school, and had to leave the side of my parents. I remember I cried. I felt sad, and most kids go through that because it's not natural. And eventually they get desensitized and they just think it's normal because all of my friends are doing it. And now you're in a mini jail, literally. Again, at least in a jail, you're not being forced this information and chastised, and students are little 5-year-olds to 10-year-olds. Like, I can't believe we're doing this to kids. Like, it's not only traumatizing, but it's like you're indoctrinating them. Like, it's crazy. One day, yeah, man. It sucks, man. It's like you don't feel safe being with strangers, and especially not having your parent around, it's just traumatizing, man. It's not good. John Taylor Gatto. I think I've heard of the name. I don't think I've remember anything in specific about. Maybe I have. I don't know. John Taylor. Really? That's crazy. When I first heard about the ball earth lie, I had to be like when I first actually accepted it, when I was like logically thinking, philosophically thinking about my existence and all that. I remember I was like, I had to be no more than like 7, between 6, 7, or 8. I don't remember exactly when, but I remember the ball earth floating didn't make any sense because like, well, why doesn't it fall, right? Like everything else. And it's obviously they have all these stories but I do remember the ball earth and outer space not making sense to me as a kid. I remember that clearly. But then, you're every adult in school, I went through the indoctrination system like everyone else. And yeah, I just I accepted it. I accepted it subliminally, I guess. I don't know, because I never truly accepted it, but I just took it for granted, I guess. But yeah, it's a trip. There's a reason why it didn't make sense. Yeah, and then a lot of kids go through that. That's true. Like they question. The kids that don't question their existence, to me, I think that's not normal. I think to not question your existence and this reality, I don't think that's normal. They try to make it. They try to flip it nowadays. If you question things, if you're overthinking and all this bullshit, it's like, nah, that's normal. We should question, our existence at least to a certain point, because obviously, if you're honest, you know that you probably are not gonna get a full answer of the whole. But that's obviously squished from kids at a very young age, that curiosity about this place and their own existence. Obviously, when they're being told stories about evolution from monkeys and all this fucking bullshit about big bangs and all, so like if that's not squishing children's curiosity and explorative minds, I don't know what is. It's crazy because that's a natural thing, I think, that we go through. Nobody has to tell us to think philosophically about our existence and the self, and this reality. I think it just happens naturally. If nobody fucks with the kid, nobody tells him lies. It's just gonna happen naturally. But yeah. I mean, it's like 3 students that pass by right now, but nope, not interested. Domino's down. Probably check it out, yeah. Yep. It's a little too forward for most people, though. Domino's down, like, they hear the word dumb, they hear the word sheep. All these words are like buzzwords for most people now. And obviously that, it to me shows that you're indoctrinated. The fact that a word can affect you that bad to change your mood, like, that's crazy. We do live in a snowflake society nowadays that, hate speech on the internet is considered now like a crime, I guess, It's a trip. It's pathetic. It's literally pathetic. I like to think that I have pretty thick skin. Words don't really affect me much. It's a waste of time. Oh my god. I've been I've been needing to pee since I got here, so I've been holding it this whole time. Hopefully I could go another hour, but we'll see. What time is it? Oh yeah, it's 1:06 now. That's a good one. One man in his detector. It makes sense if you don't really think about it. That's funny. A term that I like to use when I'm out here or when I'm doing activism kind of fits for me. But it's kind of like you're kind of like fishing. You're fishing for people's attentions, right? So you could say I'm like a fisherman. People nowadays are gonna take that literal. You're a vegan and you're a fisherman. How is that? It's a metaphor. That's funny. I'm gonna try not to be talking to the camera when people are passing by because they might think I'm busy or something. But I mean, I'm out here with a table and a question, so I'm obviously trying to have a conversation. You know, that's the way I would see it. If I seen a random ass table with a question somewhere, like you would think that you're trying to engage with someone. So, yeah. What's up, Fred? Yeah, thanks, man. Try to do what I can. I know. Yeah, for sure. If I have a dry run today, for sure, what's today? Thursday? For sure, next week, I'll be going to the Riverside University. That campus is pretty huge compared to this one. I mean, and that time I went to that one, oh my God, it was super packed. I think they were having an event, I guess, like in the center part of the campus, like the main part, like lounging area and stuff. There was tents set up, like there was like hundreds and hundreds of people there for sure, hundreds of students. Um, but yeah, it was just so many tents and tables there that I just didn't want to like get kicked out because maybe they had asked for permission to set up the tents there. I don't know. Point being that I ended up posting somewhere where the cars were passing, driving by, not in the center, but even then there was a lot of students passing, like walking by, you know. So yeah, for sure next week I'm gonna try to go to Riverside University. Yeah, next time I get a chance too, when I'm in LA and it's not too late, I do want to stop at USC for sure. That one's been on my mind for a minute now. Kind of want to break the ice already at that school, but we'll see how it goes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of times people like look at the table, they're reading the question, they're thinking about it, like if they want to approach it. And it usually takes me to like ask them like, hey, you want to give it a shot? So it takes me to like initiate the conversation for them to actually warm up to come to the conversation. Almost half of my conversations are like that. And then the other half, they actually just come up to the table and ask, what's this about? That's the more natural way, I think, better way to, if somebody just comes up and asks, obviously they're curious, opposed to, but I only ask the people if they want to try it, if they look interested. And most of the time they do. There's two girls passing by. They didn't want to look, but they did look and made eye contact. It's funny. They just kept walking. Yeah. University Hall. Yeah, I've watched Wits It Gets It. I watched when he was doing street activism. That's when I watched him. I don't really watch his just like his live streams talking. I do watch the street activism part. That's true. Yeah, the Go Vegan sweater. We need to cover it. They probably think it's about veganism. I don't eat bugs.
I think it was nice. It was doable. You could walk around. It wasn't like crazy. And
Mm, that's a good idea, but to be honest, I don't really want to like focus on money. To be honest, as long as like I make enough to get by, pay my bills, and I'm good. Again, I'm not the kind of person that will want to invest in this economy and save and make money. I get it's to like alleviate my day to day having extra cash, but like I said, I'm not materialistic like that. Like again, especially when it comes to money, especially from a rigged economy like this, I wouldn't want to like focus on that. Like you know, so yeah, it's a good idea, but maybe not for me to be selling packets. Right, right. I mean, it's not that hard to be honest. To make these slides, you just print the paper, get them laminated. Go on a website or a banner. And everybody has a cell phone nowadays. You can use your cell phone to record. But if you want to get a multiple angle, you'll have to get a different camera as well. But it's not that hard or expensive. Um, if you want to just do it. But buy gold and silver. I know, yeah. Yeah. Hello. Oh damn, 35 degrees. Damn, that is pretty cold. Here in San Bernardino, it actually does drop to about 30, like in the high 30s, especially now in winter. Overnight though, it doesn't drop that low during the day. The lowest it drops here in San Bernardino during the day, I would say I haven't seen it lower than like in high 40s maybe during the day, but overnight, it does go down to the high 30s, drops like 10 degrees. Damn, looks like it might be a dry run. We'll see.
What's this for?
So I actually have three very easy questions, elementary level, multiple choice. You want to give it a shot? No, yeah, very easy. The first one's actually the hardest, and then they get easier. Yeah? So I actually have two images here. And the reason I call them images is because one of them's a photograph and one of them's a painting. So I want to see if people can tell the difference between a photo. Right.
Oh man, this is hard. I feel like oof. Dang. Whoever drew this, I need to talk to them.
Yeah, right?
I wanna say this is a painting, this is a
Right.
photograph.
All right. Well, it's actually a trick question. They're both paintings.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. Now, some people think they're both photographs, but they're actually both paintings. This is an oil painting, and this is a digital painting. So I don't expect people to get this one, to be honest, because obviously it's impossible to tell, literally, just saying it. But there is two reasons why I asked this question. The first reason is just believing someone opens the door to being deceived, right?
Yeah,
That's obvious, right? Yeah. So you shouldn't just believe anyone, especially when it comes to something real, right? And the second reason is if we want to determine something is real, an image is not good enough. Because if I show you an image of me walking on water or me flying, would you? Yeah, that defies physics. You're not gonna believe those images, right? That's obvious, right? So these next two actually have to do with elementary physics, and it has to do with water. Could we agree that water always seeks its lowest point? In other words, the bottom of the container once it's contained, right?
I feel like it's a trick question.
Oh no, I mean, could we agree? Like when I have a water in this bottle, for example, water always goes to the bottom of the bottle because I could turn the bottle upside down. And water always seeks the lowest point. Water does that, that's why it flows, right? Could we agree another thing that water always finds its level too, right?
The equilibrium, it tries
Equilibrium, right? Yeah, especially if it's not moving, right? Finds its level. So this next question, since we understand that water always seeks the bottom of the container, right? The lowest point. I'll make it easier. I'll make it with two. So I took these images and how I'm showing them to you, the orientation I'm showing them to you, which one of these two is upside down? Since we understand water always seeks the bottom or the lowest point of the container. I painted the water blue to make it easier. So for
I feel like it's another trick question.
no, but if water always seeks the bottom, the lowest point, which one of these two images, how I'm showing them to you, is upside down?
I'm gonna say this one.
There you go, you got it, yeah, you see? This one's upside down because obviously, I took this one like this. So I took it like holding it to the ceiling, just, yeah, you got it, no, yeah, it's just, you got one, all right? So this last one is even easier. So level, right, water finding its level. What could be another word we could use for level?
Equilibrium.
Equilibrium, could we say horizontal?
We could.
Yeah, right. That's actually, if you look it up, that's the proper definition of level. It's horizontal, right? Because it's not a slope, So since we understand the physics of water and what the definition of level, Which one of these two is correct when it comes to water level? Super easy, elementary level. Yes. Look at the water. Which one represents level? How we understand it.
This one. I honestly just kind of guess.
So if our definition of level, water finding its level, it means horizontal. Like the surface of a pool, right?
Yeah,
Could we say it's level? So which one would these two represent? Like a giant pool or the surface? Once it's contained. Once it's contained.
Like once it's like stabilized.
Once it's stabilized and not moving. Yeah, that's the obvious one. Yeah. I didn't want to I wanted to simplify, but yeah, this is the correct answer. Obviously, when water's not moving and it's contained, right?
Yeah.
So the real reason I do this is because over 95% of the population, including myself and maybe even you, have been tricked to believing this is the answer.
Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah, even though we know this. Do you want to know how we were tricked though?
Because I don't know what to believe anymore.
It's close. Now the reason why is, do you believe the Earth is a ball?
I can't say so.
Okay, so you're kind of open to the idea that it might not be a ball then, right?
Okay.
Okay, cool. So NASA in specific, they actually have satellites supposedly orbiting the Earth, right? So they need to know the radius of orbit. So they need to know the radius of the Earth. So they do tell us the number is 3,959, right? So if we multiply that times 2 to get the diameter, and then we multiply the diameter times pi, we get the circumference. So once we get the circumference, it's actually 24,901 miles based on the radius they're telling us. So there needs to be curvature at every mile, and every mile it increases. So the first mile is a 8-inch drop, second mile is a 32-inch drop, and by the third mile, there should be a 6-foot drop. So in other words, if we were to actually build a level structure over a giant lake that was miles across, the surface of that lake should be curving or dipping 6 feet in 3 miles.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying? So we should be able to physically measure that curvature. Now in 10 miles, there should be 66 feet of curvature. And 10 miles is not that long of a distance. You know, there's lakes that are over that. Yeah, but there needs to be 66 feet of measurable curvature. Again, that is not going to exist on a lake. You know, a lake is level. You know, it's contained by the shorelines and it's level, you know. So in my opinion, this will be the #1 experiment to debunk the globe. And nobody's really talking about this online, you know, because it's part of the censoring that's going on. Exactly. So I'm here sharing information that, because I know that, again, if you go online and just try to type in flat earth, right, that's a trigger word.
Just so many theories.
You're just going to get theories on both sides, but again, there's controlled opposition too. So fake flat earthers, right, or fake truthers that are just kind of like bullshitting too, trying to keep people confused. But I'm out here just giving it to people straight.
Just giving the facts that way.
Exactly. So I know you don't believe in the globe 100%, but what's like one of the main proofs that you think convinces people or
Honestly, there's just so much to it. Like obviously, there's just
it's
so much
but it's
mystery.
mostly theories though. If you look into it, it's all just
I
theories.
I've heard a lot about like Antarctica.
Yeah.
We don't know a lot.
Yeah, they're not, again, also just theories and stories, but we stick to physics, water in specific. This is the #1 proof, by the way, water. For example, the horizon, how would you describe the horizon?
It should be flat, right?
Right, there you go.
Should
Look.
be cured.
These are images taken from 20 miles in the sky, and the only way you're ever going to see curvature is through GoPro lenses or CGI
the
video.
fish lens,
Exactly. Every action camera has the fisheye
It's
effect.
kind of like I don't know.
It curves horizontal lines, basically. Yeah, that's what it does, like this.
Almost false, but it isn't. But it
Yeah.
is.
So in other words, curvature of the Earth doesn't exist in reality. You're only going to see it through, again, a screen or a CGI video.
Something
You know.
produced by us.
Exactly. So NASA, in my opinion, they're just like Disney for adults.
So
It's-
but NASA should be like false. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Try to come
Never
up
a straight answer on NASA. That's what they.
Curvature.
Yeah. So the horizon, obviously, I think the word horizon comes from the word horizontal, you know. And then another thing about the horizon, most people think that the horizon is the curvature of the Earth because you can't see past it. But we do have a limit to our perspective, how far we could see. And the horizon is literally our limit. That's why. So when you elevate, you see more in front of you. So the
better perspective.
better perspective, you're increasing the angle of view. That's what's happening. So you're able to see more in front of you. So again, the horizon is not a real thing. They're telling us that it's the curvature of the Earth. But if it was the curvature of the Earth, when you elevate up, that curvature you should look down at that curvature or horizon, lower and lower the higher you go up. You know, but that doesn't happen. The horizon rises with you because it's an apparent effect.
Because I've been thinking about that, but I haven't really dove into it because I've been learning about
Not
it.
only yeah, I know.
like this, though.
And plus, no, yeah, I'm glad you do. Do you have any questions? I mean, that you
what's
might.
your name?
My name's William.
William?
Yeah, what's your name?
Jose?
Jose.
Honestly, well, yeah, I have a lot of goals to do too. I do have like a little drift missile 350D that I brought today.
Oh,
And
okay.
Since I like the way you talk, can you sign it? 'Cause
What
I
is it
can have-
again exactly?
Well, if you want to pull it over, I'll go around. I'll pull it over here.
pretty much, it's a 350Z. It's a car, right?
Okay, okay,
And I've
okay.
been having people that I have a memory with, or just anything like, for example,
Oh,
like
I
right now,
see, I
just
see, I
to
see, I
create
see.
it.
Just, yeah, like a memory blog thing,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
type of thing
because
for you.
like I said, I was thinking about selling it, but I wasn't gonna get the money that I put into it. So I was like, you know what, let me keep it. And either way, I'm just getting it signed by all my friends and
Oh,
just
okay,
people
okay.
that mean something to me. That way, if I do sell it, I could at least keep the memories.
Right, right, right. No, that makes sense. Yeah,
So,
perfect.
yeah.
Yeah. Here, look, I have some info that you could use to cross-reference because I guarantee you it'll be very hard for you to come across information like this because it is
Oh,
being
yeah,
censored
definitely.
online. So that's the 6 main proofs. If you want to take a quick look at them and, if you have a question about one of them.
But either way, I'll definitely look into it.
Yeah, so
Or do you have like a channel? Like
I actually do. Here, let me give you.
Yeah, like I said, I've been posting on TikTok too, and
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, I've been hearing about that on TikTok. It's kind of like blowing up.
yeah, because the way I've been doing it, like one day, I probably shouldn't say this, but I drank a little bit with my friends.
You could take the card. That's my YouTube on the first one there, William and Natalie.
Okay, I'll for
And then
sure.
those are other channels that I recommend that help me, get to the point where I'm at right now. And there's some links is there as well.
So I'm on a mission too, dog.
Oh, there you go. No, yeah, that's good, man. I'm
Yeah,
glad. I'm
one
glad.
day I was drinking a little bit with the friends, and I was like, you know what? Let me just promote this.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of it, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And like I'm telling you, like it just blew my mind how well you can promote your own thing. So
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
I can teach you a thing or two. As
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah. No, that's true,
If
man.
you want, or either way, let me go bring the car over because
Sure.
I even have my little ad on it too.
Okay.
And
No, no worries. I'll be right here.
Just bring that
Yeah,
back
no
and
worries,
stuff.
man. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem, man. That was good. You guys want to try it? All right, cool. So, first question: you guys think you're smarter than a fifth grader?
I don't know.
I mean, I would assume, right? If you're an adult, I mean, I would assume you're smarter than a fifth grader. So I have 3 very easy questions. See if you could get 2 of 3, and they're elementary level. The first one's actually the hardest one, but then they get easier.
Okay.
So I have, yeah, you guys could do it
Okay.
together, even easier, yeah. So I have 2 images here, and the reason I call them images is because one of them's a photograph and one of them's a painting. So I want to see if people could tell the difference.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think this is the painting.
Okay. So you think this is a photograph?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. It's actually a trick question. They're both paintings.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, this one's actually pretty tricky. I don't expect people to get this one because it's too realistic, obviously. But there is 2 reasons why I asked this question. The first reason is just believing someone opens the door to being deceived, right? Because you
Okay.
believe me, one of them's a photograph that can influence your choice. So
Mhm.
it's not good to just believe somebody, right? Especially when it comes to something real. The second reason is if we want to determine something is real, an image is not good enough because if I showed you an image of me walking on water or me flying, would you believe I could walk on water or fly? No. So an image obviously has to be thrown out, especially if it defies physics, right?
Okay.
So these next 2 has to do with elementary physics. It has to do with water. Water, very easy. So could we agree that water always seeks, once it's contained, right? It
Right.
always seeks the lowest point of the container. In other words, the bottom. Because I could turn the bottle upside down and water always finds its lowest point and it always levels out, right?
Right.
So we understand that fact of water that always goes to the bottom of the container. Which one of these 2, how I'm showing them to you, is actually upside down? I use blue food coloring for the water to make it easier.
Right.
So how I'm showing them to you, which one is upside down? Since we understand water always goes to the bottom.
Which one is upside down?
Yeah, which one is upside down from these 2 images? How I'm showing them to you. Yeah, one of them's upside down. You almost got it. Yeah. It's obvious because obviously the water can't stick to the top,
Yeah.
right? That's obvious, right? You guys got it. There you go. You agree? Yeah. Oh, it's perfect. So this next one's even easier. So since we understand that water always finds its level, right? What could be another word that we could use for level? Like if we have a giant pool or a big body of water and it's level, what could be another word we could use to describe that instead of level?
Flat.
There we go, flat. Horizontal will be actually the proper term. It's actually the definition of level. But since we understand that fact of water as well, right? Once it's contained and not moving, which one of these 2 represents level correctly when it comes to water level? Okay, that was quick. Yeah, it's obvious, right? You guys got it. So the real reason I do this is because over 95% of the population, including myself and maybe even you guys, have been tricked to believing this is the answer, even though we know it's this one. You guys want to know how we were tricked?
No.
You guys believe the Earth is a ball,
Mm-hmm.
right? You guys do? So NASA in specific, they claim to have satellites orbiting the Earth, so they need to know the radius of orbit. So technically, they need to know the radius of the Earth. So they do tell us the radius of the Earth is 3,959 miles. So if we multiply that times 2, we get the diameter. And then if we multiply the diameter times pi, we get the circumference. So the circumference of the Earth, what they're telling us, is 24,901 miles. So that means that there needs to be curvature every mile, and every mile it increases. So in the first mile is an 8-inch drop. Second mile is a 32-inch drop. By the third mile, there should be a 6-foot drop that's measurable, right? So if we actually build a level structure over a giant lake across, that was miles across, we should be able to measure that curvature of the water bending of that lake. So it should be 6 feet in 3 miles. So if we start at 5 feet, that gap should increase to 11 feet in 3 miles, right? If the Earth is truly a ball. Now in 6 miles, 10 miles, there should be 66 feet of curvature. That's like a 6-story building that should be able to be measurable over a giant lake, right? So in my opinion, this is the #1 experiment to debunk the globe, basically, actually physically measuring for this curvature that they're telling us. So if I was to ask you guys, what's the #1 proof that convinces you that the Earth is a ball? Or the #1 thing or reason? Or that makes you believe?
I was told.
Okay, that's pretty honest. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's actually pretty honest.
The pictures. Yeah.
Pictures. Okay, now when we, again, that's why I asked the first question. If an image defies physics, then we have to throw that image away. And another main point about that is that NASA actually doesn't even call them photographs. They actually call them images. And the reason they call them images is because they're actually Photoshop. They admit they're Photoshop. But they don't say Photoshop, they say composites. They call them composites. But that's just a fancy word for Photoshop. They literally tell you how they make them. In other words, no real photograph of the Earth from space exists.
Okay.
So in my opinion, one of the reasons why is because human beings have only gone 20 miles is the limit. Have you guys seen the Red Bull jump?
No.
You guys haven't seen the Red Bull jump? You guys should look it up. It's the highest, in my opinion, human beings have ever gone. And he actually jumps from, it's actually 20 miles in the sky. So this is the horizon from 20 miles in the sky.
Right.
So the only way you're ever going to see curvature is through GoPro lenses or CGI videos. In other words, realistic cartoons, which is, in my opinion, NASA is just Disney for adults. So that's what NASA is, literally. It's really funny, but it's true. Because everything they show people, all the images of planets and all this, they're all CGI. They're not real. So I don't know if you guys ever seen images of the stars before. Have you guys seen real images of the stars or pictures? This is what the stars actually look like. Look at that. So the stars are not what they're telling us. So this is using a optical zoom camera with 83 times zoom. It's actually one of the highest zoom cameras on the market that the civilians can buy. And you can literally bring in the stars into focus. They're just twinkling like Christmas lights. They're literally just like Christmas lights. Nobody really knows what they are because, again, we've only gone 20 miles up. Nobody can go higher because the change in pressure would just like any motor vehicle or any rocket, it would just fall apart. That's why, because there's a change in pressure. That's why we can't go higher than 20 miles. And then this is what the planets, they supposedly look like, right? But they're just wandering stars. I don't know if you knew that. They used to be called wandering stars. And that's where the word planet comes from. So it just means that these have their own unique paths, then these are all fixed. They're all constant. That's why we call them constellations, right? Another thing about the heliocentric model in outer space is that, you know what parallax is?
No.
Parallax? So let's say if you guys are standing there, and then I have an object here, and I have an object here. If you're standing on this side of this object, this one's gonna seem in your right field of view, right? And this one's gonna be on your left field of view. When you switch to this side, now this one's gonna be on the left side field, and then it switches to the right. So that's parallax. If we were truly a ball in outer space, there should be parallax every day with the stars, but there's not. Again, because we have constellations. They always reset in the same exact position every time. And these, they just have their own unique paths. That's why, they're called wandering stars. So anything about the sky that we were told, the sun, the moon, outer space even, it's all just fairy tales. Nobody actually knows what these lights are. I'm just here sharing this information because it's actually being said. Have you guys heard of people that don't believe in the globe or flat earth? Have you guys heard of flat?
Heard of it, yeah.
Right. So I try to stay away from the word flat earth because I'm pretty sure you guys know there's a lot of propaganda, ridicule, dismissing it, especially when you say that word, it's like a trigger word. So, but in reality, the earth is level, the oceans are level. Water shows us that. If they're claiming that over 70% of the earth is water, then logically, it has to be mostly level, So So yeah, do you guys have any questions about this topic, or
No.
how long ago did you guys hear about flat Earth, if I may
I mean,
ask?
like, I feel like, yeah. There's a lot of, like, videos.
Would you say
It's
like, because I came across this in 2016,
Mm-hmm.
and it actually didn't blow up. It came,
Yeah.
you know, people started talking about it in 2015,
Yeah.
2014 even, but it didn't blow up to like 2016. And in 2019, it's when it started to get censored. So all the algorithms on YouTube and Google have been changed. So whenever you put like globe lie or flat Earth, all these are trigger words that trigger the algorithm, and you're only gonna get bullshit videos basically, and a lot of gatekeepers. You guys heard of that term, gatekeeping? Oh my God, there's so many gatekeepers in this. When you start looking into this, but again, don't trust anyone. Trust your common sense. Trust your own knowing. Because what's the difference between a knowing and a belief? It's a huge difference. You know, believing is just taking someone's word. Knowing is understanding it for yourself. So again, when it comes to this topic, my best advice is don't believe anyone. Trust your own common sense and understand physics, basic physics, water, for example. No one's ever going to talk about the physics of water in the mainstream and how there should be measurable curvature over a surface of water. They're never going to talk about it because they'll debunk themselves. You know, so again, the news, all these mainstream channels, science channels, they're all gatekeeping. You know, especially if they have millions of subscribers. You know, they have a lot to lose. You know, so they're gonna gatekeep. You know, they're not gonna talk about this seriously. So that's one of the main reasons why I'm out here. You know, especially talking to students at universities, because I mean, where else can I go if I want to have like a real debate, right? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm hoping, you know, that more people like me, you know, start to come out and start to spread this. In my opinion, the most important truth on Earth is what Earth actually is, or in this case, what it's not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So my question is,
Yes.
what after you, let's say you do get a good amount of people believing, right? It's
Or understanding, right? The lie, right?
like, what is the gain from this?
Okay, so
Knowledge.
yeah, knowledge. Have you heard of knowledge is power?
Yes.
Yeah, it literally goes back to that. So they lie. A lot of people ask, well, why would they lie, right? Or what's the point of exposing the lie, right? Like, what are you gonna get from it, right? That's what you're asking me. For once, is we don't live in a free society. You know, it's basically it's all about control, basically. So again, as a child, they get us early, you know, 5 years old, and I mentioned they automatically tell you about the Earth. They tell you where you come from, evolution, right? All this bullshit. So in my opinion, by the government or schools telling us what is, when in reality nobody knows, it takes our own curiosity from us. And not only that, it makes us place trust on these experts that figured it out. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about control through basically lying to us, and so that we just consent to everything. That's what they get us when we're 5 years old, you know. So it literally gets indoctrinated into us, and we believe other people are just smarter than us that figured it out, and we can't. So we just have to let's just do what they say, you know. And it's all about control, basically. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. So I'm just if I could get enough group of people, like, you know, I think we could actually live in a free society, in a free economy, you know, where you're not forced to pay the high amount of rent. You know, all of that could be optional. You know, paying all this taxes going up, all this shit, like, and then everything could be done locally too. I don't know why the fuck we need to get bananas and mangoes from South America when we could just grow them here. And people would say, oh, well, the weather's not suited for it, or the soil. Have you guys heard of vertical farming? You guys haven't heard of vertical farming? It's like indoor farming. You don't even need soil, and you're able to grow a bunch of different crops like that, like, you know, fruit. So there's ways. Yeah, everything could be done locally, but the system, again, it's all about control and keeping us down and making us pay ridiculously amount for food, you know. And it's, again, it's a trip once you honestly look into this subject, you know. Yeah, I actually have some information if you guys want to take home that you guys could use to cross-reference, because again, it is being censored, so the algorithms are not gonna really like help you. You know what I'm saying? But you guys could check it out. These are the 6 main proofs that debunk the globe. Water being number 1. And the horizon obviously being another proof. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Euclidean plane geometry. No, so it's basically the geometry that's used to build bridges in construction every day. Basically, it assumes that the Earth is a level plane, so they don't account curvature when building bridges 10 miles across, 20 miles across. They don't account for the curvature. You know, it's level. You know, and again, that's physics. That's geometry. Geometry means measurement of the Earth. Geo means Earth, and, you know, metry means measurement. So geometry, literally Euclidean plane geometry, is what's used in construction. You know. Yeah, I mean, do you guys have any other questions before you guys go?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I actually have a channel if you guys want to check it out. I actually go, to other universities as well, and I have conversations with people. That's my channel there on the first one, and there's other channels I recommend as well.
Okay.
You guys probably see yourselves there.
Okay,
All right, man. Thanks for
yeah,
talking.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys have a good one.
So here's all my information, and then can I record you signing it real quick, just wherever you feel like?
Oh, all right.
Make sure you sign it on the fender though, because a couple of people signed on the hood, and
So right here, the fender? Oh, right here, the fender, right?
be over a sticker over anything.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no worries. All right, man. There you go. Here's your pen.
And then
Yeah.
do you have an Instagram? So I can tag
I actually don't. I don't have an Instagram. I'm thinking about making one, maybe, but not at the moment.
you?
But
Either way, I put my Instagram, my TikTok, and my YouTube channel that I'm eventually gonna
all right, man. That's good, man. That's what's up, man. Yeah, man. Thanks again, man. All right. What time is it? All right. It's almost going to be 2, so I'll probably stick around for like another 10, 15 minutes and then see if I get one more conversation. If not, then that should be good enough, actually. That's pretty good. No, yeah, I know. Thought it was gonna be a dry run, but actually those 2 girls that I just had a conversation with, they actually passed by like 2 or 3 times, and then they finally stopped. Again, it took for me to like ask them, which is cool. True, free ass cattle. You're free to do exactly what we say. Yep. That's right. Yeah, the first guy I spoke to, I think he was like a flat earther, or a truther, right? I'm fucking using that word, but like it seems like he was still kind of on the fence, though, But he's obviously, open to the Earth is not a ball. Like that's pretty cool. And I think he said he's been uploading some stuff about, flat Earth. So maybe he's already almost fully understanding it, especially having this interaction with me now. I'm pretty sure that's gonna give him the confidence to be like, okay, yeah, Oh, no, I'm not a Christian. Oh yeah, the way I see this is if I get to speak to 100 people, different people, as long as I can, get one of those persons to actually look at this and actually understand it, and it literally just takes one person for, to have that spark in them, and you never know. They might start doing activism a year from now, so one person that I not convert, but you know what I mean, that I explain this to and they understand it, that person could go out and then do what I'm doing and then reach hundreds of other people, and that's just one person that'll come across. Now imagine I change, or I come across like 5, 10 people, and then those 10 people eventually go out and do it. It's just crazy. It's a ripple effect that can't be stopped. Once people have the confidence to do this and actually know how to explain it to others, it's like, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna be the only one that feels this way and has the spark, to do this. Like, there's no way I'm the only one. So there's gonna be other people for sure that are gonna end up doing this as well, and eventually it's not gonna be, you won't be able to hide this information, you know. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I'm just hoping that happens, you know. I'm hoping a big change happens in my lifetime. You know, that's one, because I know the whole, you know, it's gonna be really hard, you know, to see a change as a whole, like it's almost impossible. But I would like to see at least a change in my personal life. That would be cool. Like, you know, that's what I'm striving for, a better life for everyone. You know, to be honest, I fucking hate seeing homelessness, drug addiction. You know, I hate seeing that. Like, not in like a hateful way, but more in like in a sad. Like I feel sad, and I just hate that it's happening. I guess that's a good way to put it. Like it doesn't sit right. Like even though some of these drug addicts and homeless are the ones that are causing crimes, and it's like, it's just I just know that the system is literally crumbled them down to that point. You know, all these lies from the minute you're born. You know, it's gonna have an effect eventually. You know, you gotta be really strong-willed. You know, and even then, you know, people could have their downs. You could still have your downs. You know, it's part of life. You know, so yeah, it just sucks seeing, you know, drug addiction, homelessness, all this at its all-time high. You know, that's what makes me sad. Because I know that's not gonna be eliminated for good. Like it's not. Drug addiction is always gonna exist now. Like, but it's literally out of control right now. Like it's ridiculous, you know. So I'm hoping, man. I mean, hoping is just a pretty empty word, but yeah, I mean, like I said, that's why I do what I do, because you know, it's the only thing that kind of feels right in this system. Like working, you know, making money, you know, going to school, starting a business, all this, fuck, they're just distractions, man. Like, it's a trip. It's a trip. And again, I'm not against an economy. I'm just against this economy. This economy is fucking rigged up the ass. The minute we are born and get a social security number, you already inheriting that $1 trillion national debt. So off the bat, you have to already be in debt to live. Like, you know, you have to be paying taxes now because of that $1 trillion debt that the country has, you know, fucking property tax going up because of it too. Now your rent's going up too, you know. Fuck, man. Light, you know, gas. I mean, it's just out of control right now. It's just a trip. Like, if I didn't come out and did activism, to be honest, it's like, what else could I do with my free time that's productive, right? I don't think there's anything else. Like, it's a trip. It's a trip. I don't want to lose this guy's info. All right. Oh, damn, it's getting a little windy now. All right. 10 more minutes. There's a guy coming right now. He's looking at the sign. Yeah, that's true. That's a good way to put it, Ricardo. We pay to be born, we pay to live, and we pay to die. And that's pretty on point. Yep. The monetary system is a fraud. We need to look into resource-based economy. That's actually pretty true. The resource-based economy. I hate that they make that look like it's ancient times, like just simple trade of goods and services, like without a middleman. Because I call money a middleman. A currency, any currency, it's like a middleman. You don't have to use it because you could just trade the services or the product, you know, directly, you know. But it basically comes down to resources, training resources and all that. And if everything is done locally, people are not gonna die. There's gonna be plenty of resources. Like, they literally grow from the ground. Like, it's crazy. But yeah. Yep, all materials that are used to build, all the food that we need to live, to eat, like it, like literally grows from the ground. And there's ground everywhere. I mean, obviously soil, it has to be good, you know. But again, we should be learning that. We should be learning how to replenish soil, how to work the land, right? That's one trait that schools should be teaching, you know. But yeah, we all know what schools are about. So it's hard to hear that, Mac. Oh yeah, it's pretty bad, man. Yeah, and then this resources, trading resources, and just straight up trade, an economy based on just trade, it naturally falls under it. It has to be optional at that point. Like there's no way you can force trade if it's just directly, you know, services and goods and resources. Like it has to be optional. You either work for yourself or you make extra to trade for other things that you want, you know. Like it would literally naturally be a free economy, in other words, because you won't be forced to participate in that one. It's like it's crazy. It's I think it's doable, but again, the mainstream movies, they always make looking like trade like that, like it's ancient and you know, only premature societies do that. We've evolved from that, you know, and they make it look so bad so that people don't even they want to use money. They think using money is cool and it's the future. And it's like, little do you know that using a middleman, it's literally making things harder now. Especially the economy, the federal currency we're using, it's literally the worst. It's the worst, and it's at its worst. Yeah, we're using another man's currency just to do basic stuff. Think about that. Just to live. You know, we're using a man's idea of a currency, and we're building our lives around that. That's crazy. It should be the other way around. Our lives should be there, you know, free from any extortion or anything forced on us. And then an economy should just be optional. Like, it's crazy. All right, let me see. Start packing some of this. Okay. I mean, the trading thing, again, it's just an idea. I mean, obviously, I think it'll work, but yeah, it's just, in my opinion, yeah, it should be optional at the end of the day. Whether it's like a currency like gold, because gold, apparently, you know, it's a resource. You know, you could use gold for trading, and it'll kind of self-regulate. You know, so I don't think gold is such a bad idea when it comes to like an economy, especially if it's not being forced on you and it's just there as an option to use it. It makes sense why gold and maybe even silver could be a, you know, a good way to trade. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a reason why the government's buying out all the gold too. You know, I was thinking about that the other day, and it's like, I mean, it will make sense that could be a form of a free economy using gold, you know. But yeah, there's a reason why they're buying out all the gold, you know, right now. You know, there has to be a reason why they're buying out all the gold. Maybe they know a little bit more than we know about that, you know, but. Yeah, I think making resources, food, you know, materials, all that, like for building and, you know, all that, making an abundance. That means there has to be, most of the population has to be on that mindset in order for it to happen. And yeah, if everything's done locally and there's an abundance of resources, like we probably won't even need to trade. It'll just be there. Like you just live your life, especially if there's a bunch of trees, like fruit trees everywhere. You know, hemp, I hate to say it, but hemp is one of the fastest growing materials or resources that could be used, for building and and not only that, it's organic, So hemp, there's a reason why, marijuana is illegal or still federally illegal in most places and regulated. Even though it's legal, it's still regulated. Like you're only limited to grow so many here in California, so many plants and stuff like that. And it's again, in other words, if you had a field that was yours, you couldn't grow a bunch of hemp, for example, if you wanted to, go that route, the government wouldn't allow it. It's just, you will have to be paying so many permits. You would just have to become the government's bitch if you actually want to grow, like weed, for example, for resources and even medicinal. There's a lot of medicinal properties that, marijuana has that. But yeah, hemp, it's better than wood. It grows faster, but yeah, it's all rigged, man. It's all rigged. Yeah, if you want to start a business in this society and you want to be an independent entrepreneur, guess what? You're going to have to be the government's bitch if you want to do it. If you actually want to do that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But I think it has to be a process, man. Like people that actually want to change this place for the better, they have to understand things at a fundamental level. So you have to look at life and you have to look at this reality and for sure like understand how we're being lied to about what this place is. Like if you still believe in the globe and you're about truth and about helping people and you still believe the earth is a globe, like that doesn't make any sense to me. Like your head's not where it's supposed to be. It's like an adult trying to give you life advice, but that adult still believes in Santa Claus. Like, are you gonna really take this adult that genuinely believes in Santa Claus serious? Think about that. If you come across an adult like in 20s, 30s, and he genuinely believes in Santa Claus, and then he tries to give you life advice, or any sort of advice, I guess. I mean, it's just I can't even take you serious. Like that's how I see it with the globe. Like people that are trying to make a difference and all this, and they still believe the Earth is a globe. It's like, whoa, you're taking a step forward, but you're taking 3 steps back by believing the Earth is a globe. It's like I don't think it'll work. You to be genuine and to be honest and to actually want change, it has to come from the root. And that's the only way you could see people being genuine. It's when it comes from within and from your own understanding, basically, literally. So a lot of these people just jump on a bandwagon. They're trying to be relevant. They try to be, it becomes about them. If you ask me, they're not really trying to make a change. They just want to look like the person that wants to make a change. I think that's what it comes down to. But again, to each their own. But yeah, man, I think it's gonna have to be it. Let me see. Oh, wait a minute. How did I leave? Okay. Oh my God, where did I leave them? Oh. Whew. All right, let me see. 201. All right, I need a pee already too, so I think I'm gonna call it. All right. Let me see. People can feed hundreds. Yeah, the way I see it is like, for example, that's a good point, Dr. Lay. In this society, even though how bad it is, you still have people, donating food. Like for example, at churches, you have like food runs and stuff like that. So there's even in this shithole that we're in right now, people are still out there helping others. They're still donating food. There's still places you could go for food. There's still all. Now imagine we lived in a place where there was an abundance of food. Like it's just crazy to think that it can't work. Of course it could work. Yeah, donations. Yeah, that's true. They only last for a short amount. A big change needs to happen at the core. That's what needs to happen. All right. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Next week, I'm gonna really try to go to the Riverside University. For sure, there's just gonna be way more students. So I'm still not sure what day in the week I'm gonna do that, because it has been raining here and there, like it's off and on. So hopefully, if I could get a couple of days that's not raining, and then I could take the day off, I'm definitely gonna be going to the Riverside University next week. So yeah, thanks again for everybody tuning in. Until next time.